This music is a little too military. This music is a little too intense. Okay, my countdown stopped. Okay, everything is on. What am I forgetting this time? Got my pen, etc. Alright, in theory the buttons are working, Ripley. This music's too epic. This music is too epic, Ripley. Next. It's too old-timey. Is this connected? Nothing has happened. Oh no. Set test. Okay, green light is on. Something went wrong. Reloading the page because it unexpectedly quit for no reason. Then we press test. 3 check marks mean everything is okay. There it is on the screen. But the music has dropped out. Why? Reload. Alright, I'm gonna trust you, chat system. Space Goonie! Okay, that's working. Alright. Progress stars are still progressing. But let's just believe that it's loading, Ripley. Hey, sweetest angel. Do me a quick favor and throw up the intro music and we can start this thing? Let's start this thing. Okay? There you go.
Tell your friends, and tell your hot mom. There's no such thing as grownups.com.
Alright, Ripley, in theory, the buttons work once again. Let me fix the camera real quick. No. Nope, wrong one. Buffer. There we go. And that's it. Okay. Click down here. And we'll save this. Save. And we'll call this cover. Comic cover. And then before the end of the stream, we'll figure out a name for the Daily Comics book. Will it be called the Daily Comics book? Maybe. Save. Anyway, hi Pat, hi Jenny, hello everybody else on the outskirts who's not logged into a thing but is still watching, perhaps through the no such thing as grownups.com or one of the other many live streaming windows available. Of course, my name is Curtis, and over here is Milo, and Ripley is always meow, 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 meow. Yeah, awesome. Always running things behind there with lots of super poignant and well thought in information. Thanks again, Ripley. I think everyone enjoyed that and learned something. Meow, meow, meow. No, I don't think I need to translate everybody's everything. I mean, I don't translate what Milo says. I don't translate what Major Penguin says over in this camera. I really should move the buttons. This thing is just Velcro down. I can move it wherever I want. Oh yeah. Figured I'd plug in the other camera. Feel like it's a little too high. Hold on to yourself, Mr. Penguin. Meow. Yeah. He seems a little small. A little small. I still keep looking at the other camera. Where are you, Major Penguin? Penguin. Click. Scale. Whoop. There you go. Does he have a torso? Who knows? And let's move this over a little bit. There we go. So that's camera 2. Thanks, Ripley. You're not going to thank me for anything over here. I've got this expert mustache and this delightful little hat with an M on it. That doesn't deserve any thanks. I've done nothing to deserve thanks today. That's fine. Thanks. Thank you for no thanks is what I'm thanking you for. How about those apples? Oh, I'm fine with those apples. I really don't care. Oh, and of course, Patrick is running through all the other channels to making sure that they work so that the people on Mixer, Twitch, and YouTube can all enjoy live streaming this. And Space Goonie subscribed once again. That's yet another sub for Space Goonie sub. Space Goonie sub. Coming down from space to have a rubber dub. Floating through the ocean with soap. That's a little song. Don't look down like that was sad. Anyway, so I've been working my face off, desperately trying to get all the pages and get this book done before the weekend that just passed. Or not before the end of the weekend that just passed. And of course, I still haven't yet because all of the pages that I added to make it like a story within all of this nonsense are the ones that have the most stuff. Like, oh, there's Billy Zane and a dinosaur minotaur. Oh. The whole point of this comic is so I can slop it out at any point in time when I just have an idea. When I have an idea. So anyway, just trying to put these together. It's pretty much done. There's just a few things to add. And then, of course, some formatting to make it like a half-decent sized book. I forgot to go grab Mike White's book. I was grabbing Mike White's graphic novel for like some inspiration, some reference to see like how long is this book? I think it's like 60 pages maybe. You know, I'll get close to that. That seems good. It's going to be like 40 pages. That's pretty good for a little pile of comics. And Mike's book is like 160, and I'm like, oh, this explains why it took so long, and he had to make it like a full-time job. Yeah, of course that's what you have to do to make a 160-page graphic novel about some fun characters. But what's even funnier is I'm pretty sure I ordered the book, or at least had a copy of Mike White's book, Amity Blamity. His work, the new one is out soon. He's just got some looking at copies there now. But yeah, it's pretty old. He did it a while ago, and I'm just like, I know I've read most of this. I had like some of the individual comics, but I guess I didn't have the graphic novel version. But I thought I did. I don't know. Maybe I do, and now I have 2. So I ordered one from Amazon, so it came from like a secondhand place, and it was so cool because it's like, it came from around here. It came from like a signing Mike clearly did, or issues Mike clearly did for Strange Adventures, the comic book store here in Halifax and in Fredericton, because it came with little card art, and on the card art it's like numbered and signed, so it's like number 34, the little Mike White. Like, wow, like I have Mike's signature. Like, this is so cool. Even though I'm sure in a folder somewhere I have tons of Mike's signature on like paychecks, on paperwork, on all kinds of things. Mike pretty much lived in my house for a little while running a company, so it's not actually that hard to get an autograph from Mike White. I'm pretty sure I could just be like, Mike, can you do me a favor? Actually, you know what I did do? I mean, I didn't. He asked me to ask him to get me like, hey, Mike, can you do me a favor? I know you're going to a comic convention and whatever in San Diego or San Francisco, and you're going to be sitting down with like the Squee, Johnny the Homicidal Maniac guy. Because that's, you know, your comic is being sold through the same company, so you're there signing stuff. But while you're there, can you get Ernie Hudson's signature for me? Thanks. So in my kitchen, I've got like a picture of my dad, Ernie, and like my brother and my mom in one frame, and then the other frame is a picture of the other Ernie Hudson from Congo saying like, "Hey, I'm your great white hunter," or whatever he says in that movie, and those are my family pictures. So anyways, just something really weird. I was like, hey, there's something jammed in here. Like, wow, I've got like a little piece of art from Mike White. Like, that's amazing. Like, that's crazy. You're crazy? Because when I get to the back of the book, oh yeah, I have artwork. I worked on this book. Like, the artist artwork at the back of the book, the you know, the picture of Mike White is a picture that I drew. He asked me to draw a picture of him the way I was doing him at the time, and I just filled it with a bunch of stuff. There's a picture of Ben, this guy that we used to hang out with, and I put like a big heart around it because it's like, oh, like Mike's like super in love with Ben, and he's got like a poster for my podcast in the background, just cats everywhere. There's some shotgun shells for no reason. But yeah, there was like that, and there's something else in that book where I'm like, oh yeah, like, I'm kind of fairly, you know, tightly connected to the creation of this book. But that's that. This book will be around 40 pages, maybe a few more. Like I said, I have a few random comics here and there. And the only other thing is, yeah, I don't have a name for it. I have an idea for a... Alright, let's do it like this. Some shoulders. Just really, really rough note. I have a very vague idea in my head. Hey, you're right, Pat. Laughing Milo emoticon. Let's go to the drawing camera. What's that? To the drawing camera? To the drawing camera. That's the longest way, Ripley, to say to the drawing camera, but it makes a lot of sense. Hey, I would also like to invite everyone to the drawing camera. Hey, come with me. We're going to the treehouse. Everybody's welcome. Come along with me. Grab your pens and your pencils and some friends you know. You're all invited to right here on this show, so come with me. We're going to the treehouse. Everybody's welcome. Come along with me. It's been... Do you guys even know that? What was the Treehouse local? Like, was it just a maritime show, or was it a Canadian show, or was it a worldwide kids show? I'm pretty sure it was just in Canada because everybody else was talking about Captain Kangaroo, and I never saw that. But I just vaguely remember. It was just called the Treehouse, wasn't it? I mean, I know since then there's been a lot of, you know, there's Treehouse TV, there's whatever, but this was like when I was a kid, like the same time as Captain Kangaroo, if you will. And then there was Under the Umbrella Tree, fully different. That was a little bit later. That had like a Blue Jay puppet and like a squirrel or a groundhog puppet and some other thing that was like, I'm the wacky character. And then Holly, I believe, was the lady that I feel like she worked at a newspaper or something. Oh, a lizard, yes. I worship that show. Again, just for the puppets. Like, I love the puppets and the fact that, like, it really felt like it was, you know, I think Under the Umbrella Tree was my prequel, was my episode 1 to the Caroline in the City, and, you know, Mad About You to the NBC sitcoms. That was my original sitcom, I think, because it was just like, oh, this, like, I didn't watch, you know, I'm sorry to offend everybody who's my age, But I don't even remember what it was called. It was like The Magic Shop with the mannequin who came to life at night, and then they sang and some other things came to life, and he had a dumb looking hat on, and it was super boring, but everybody talked about it. Today's Special, I believe it was called. Today's Special. I hated that show. Everybody's like, Today's Special, and then when I finally got to see it, I'm just like, this sucks. I'm only a little boy, but this is a nightmare show. There's just like a mannequin who comes to life, and it's just like, and now I'm trapped in this store, and sometimes other weird magical things would happen for him to deal with. But at the heart of it, he was an idiot, and he didn't know anything about anything except, to maybe sing a song about the lesson that they learned at the end of the day. You can't do that on television. Oh, man. A lot of that burned into my mind forever. I fully thought it was a Canadian show. People talk about it as if it was some Nickelodeon American show, but it was a full-blown Canadian show, and I hated it. It was gross. It was too gross. There was lots of stuff that was like, wow, this is like Saturday Night Live for kids. They're really pushing envelopes and doing crazy stuff. But the adult guy that was mainly in the show, Barf, or whatever his name was, who ran Barf's Gross Restaurant, I just cringed. It was like, doesn't matter what they're going to say. Eventually he's going to be like, who wants this? Picking my nose and be a gross. Like, no, you're ruining every meal I will have for the rest of the week. And the slime or whatever. I was never into that. And I was also just young enough that just thinking, this isn't going to be what I wanted it to be. But yeah, a lot of it I did like. It was really fun and different. But yeah, I didn't like. I mean, I was like, oh, if you could have water dump on you just by saying water, that would be amazing. But it also made me terrified. Where it was like, what is that based on? Like, they would need a system of tubes that are like constantly moving around in order to make this work. But it didn't. Like, you stood on a certain spot, you said it, you knew you were getting slimed or watered. It wasn't actually a thing. But in my little kid head, it was just like, oh my god, like that's a thing that could happen, right? Or at least in that world on that show. Didn't realize that it wasn't like a reality show, game show. It was acting. Bunch of kids acting. But the Treehouse also sucked. I also hated it. It was one of those, hey, Saturday morning cartoons are on. Like, yes. Oh, Saturday morning news or adult business shows are on. Like, hey, there's that second little block of a few Canadian kids shows that are on again a little bit later in the afternoon. All right, what are they? It's the Treehouse. Oh. Is it any good? Not really. But mostly he would like. I feel like it was a Kenny Rogers-y type guy.